That's not the view that I want. There it is. What's up? Let me go ahead and turn down the volume to a reasonable level. Yeah. What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez. I'm back. We are back with another day, another player prop talk, a live stream here on the channel. As always, I hope this finds you doing well and in good spirits. Happy Saturday. Happy June 1st to you all. Brand new month. Same old profit. You know how we go. Rinse and repeats. Coming off a very strong month of May, following a very strong month of April. So back-to-back strong months. How do I know it's a strong month? Because I track results, and my bankroll says that it's larger than it was at the beginning of the month. So it has been a good month. Good month for the Discord, good month for me, good month for anybody who was telling plays and picks in the Discord. So should have eaten pretty well telling those plays. So looking to keep this going. Third month premium Discord's been up, so looking to keep it moving in the right direction and record yet another profitable month as we close out May and open up a brand new one in June. So happy Saturday, happy weekend, happy June 1st to you all. Let's get things going. Hashtag blessed, as we always talk about here in the channel. 10% of the US population dies every single night in their sleep. You're hearing this, you're seeing this. You are either a ghost or you are alive. So either way, hit the like button, but also hashtag blessed. You can go your whole life trying to do all the right things and eat right and exercise and practice mindfulness and all these great things and just die in your sleep. Like, seriously, it's not given. It's not promised. So hashtag bless for sure. That is about the extent of hashtag bless for me, though. I don't really hashtag bless everything, hashtag bless at a restaurant because they gave me extra queso. Nah, man, they just fucked up. They just fucked up. Not everything is as a hashtag bless worthy, but a new day is hashtag bless. So we move on. We move on to a new month, a new day, a new attitude, perhaps. Not saying you have a bad attitude, but I am saying that you get to choose your attitude. So choose a good one. This came about when I just got brought to my attention that we actually get to choose our attitude. We don't get to choose our day. We just, we wake up or we don't, but we get to choose our attitude. So most of the time we choose our attitude based off the things that are going on around us, things that piss us off or whatever. Choose a good attitude. Choose a good attitude and stick to it, and just remind yourself all day long, like what your attitude is. Someone cuts you off at work, somebody pisses you off, whatever, you stub your toe, your dog pees on your rug. Don't let those outside things impact your attitude. Sometimes it's the only thing you have control of is your attitude. In a world where you can't really do a whole lot about much, there are some days where your attitude is really the only thing you got control of. So make sure you are on top of that shit and don't let somebody else choose it for you. Make a good decision. Speaking of good decisions, you should play on BETR. QR code on the screen. That's my QR code. Scan that QR code and get a first-time deposit match up to $250. Listen, if you're not playing on another pick'em site, if you are just strictly playing on PrizePicks, I suggest you change that, because there are many pick'em sites out there that offer great offers, that have great deposit matches, that have great promos, daily promos. And you should be taking advantage of that. Also, you truly don't know the value out there until you start playing on different pick'em sites and you get to see different lines for different players, or just different lines altogether. PrizePicks does not give you all the lines, nor do they give you all the best lines. So I suggest you just pick another pick'em site and start playing on there. You don't even have to use my promo code. Just play somewhere else. That way you get to expose all the value out there. that simple. But if you are going to play on better, use my QR code. Get that deposit match. Why not? It's free money. It's not like real money, because if they were just giving out 250, people would just be closing their account the first second they got that free money. So it is in their form of promo funds. It is better bucks, but you can use those better bucks to play slips and turn the better bucks into real bucks and then make a withdrawal. So either way, it's free shit. So take advantage of it. Much like we are going to take advantage of a new day, June 1st, we're getting right into the plays for today. On the stream, if you're new to the stream, we talk prize picks, underdog, jock market, better, sleeper, hot streak, wherever you play. It really doesn't matter to me, because we can break down any player prop. We can make a case for the more or less, and we'll do it all by using the tools over on props.cash. Thanks25 is the promo code. So if you've been thinking about props.cash, start off the month using props.cash. Join today. Thanks25. Get you 25% off your first month. Pretty easy to use. If you've never seen props.cash before, we use it here every stream, so you'll get to see it used in real time. Pretty good tutorial walkthrough. By the end of the stream, you should have a pretty good grasp on what props.cash is and how we use it, and make a decision after that. Speaking of making decisions, okay, Discord. I mentioned Discord earlier this stream about a minute ago, but listen, 3 options to join the Discord. 10-day pass is your least expensive option at $9.99. That's $1 a day. $19.99 for the month. If you are a member of the Discord, if you were a member of the free Discord, depending on how long you were in my Discord, you do get a 10% up to a 15% discount on your monthly. So that is something I still offer as a token of my appreciation for those who were a member of the free Discord before we went premium. And then you could just pay it off for the full year. We talked about this a couple streams ago, but how we ended the month of May. We ended the month of May on a $513 winning day. And had you paid for your year, you would have got that back ×4. We had quite a few days throughout the month of May where you would have made your yearly investment back. So I can't promise a whole lot because I can't really predict the future. But one thing I can promise, that you will get a return on your investment. I promise that. That's not even a bold statement. That's just a fact. That is just a fact. Speaking of facts, let's transition over to the PrizePicks dashboard, where we will get some player props up on the board and start talking about what's going on today. Now, we don't have NBA to go and dig into. In fact, yesterday I misspoke and said we had an NBA Finals game tomorrow. I don't know where I thought I saw that June 2nd was the first day of the NBA Finals. I promise you, I saw that, and I even want to say I saw that during an NBA game telecast. June 6th is your first game of the NBA Finals. We got 5 more days. We got quite a few days in front of us before we get basketball again. So no NBA today, but NBA props are already being put on the boards. You can lock in that early value. You'll have to wait it out. But we still have we still have MLB. We have WNBA. We have esports. We have MMA today. We have PGA. If you play another pick'em, if you play another sport that is not what we talk about in the stream, let me know. Like if you play, if you put in slips for the LPGA or Rocket League or trucks, share it in the chat. Those are things that we don't really talk about here on the stream. Honestly, there aren't a ton of books that give you action on these. It's really hard to dig up research and stats on those types of leagues. But if you do play in those leagues and you want to share what you're rolling with, put it in the chat. I'm always down to learn some new stuff. What's going on? It's Preston. What's up? First in the chat. What's up, Canadian Dad? JR, good morning to you. AOD, what's up? JR says, I've been eating off Nerfy props. Nice. Yeah, Nerfies are good. Nerfies and Yerfies. Yes, run first inning. No, run first inning. Canadian Dad says, PGA golf, UFC, and hockey. Man, I wish I would have got into just more hockey during the regular season. I didn't really quite understand the I just didn't really understand outside of just goals. I have a better understanding of it now. So I'm looking forward to, I guess, next season, starting off playing the full season. Sometimes it takes a year to get into a sport, right? I mean, last year with the WNBA, it took me a while to adjust to the differences, you know? And this year, I feel like I got a little bit of a better grasp on it. My WNBA IQ is a little stronger. So I feel like hockey's in the same way. All right. So we got the PrizePicks dashboard put up on the screen. We'll start off on PrizePicks in terms of just pulling up plays. But again, we'll use props.cash to break everything down. So it doesn't really matter where you're playing your pick'em. We'll be able to break it down. But PrizePicks just is easier to operate on live stream for me. So that's where we'll start. There are a couple hitter fantasy scores that were standing out to me earlier this morning. And I don't know if they're still on the board or if they've been bumped up. This Altuve play at 6 was looking a little too low. And then there was another one. So Jarren Duran and Jose Altuve both are in good spots. I think that's the lowest I've ever seen Altuve's hitter fantasy score. Now, he's not the same player he was 4 seasons ago, but he's capable of 6 fantasy points at the minimum. What's going on, Big T? And I tell you what, we're just gonna like research plays as we go. We don't have to build out a full board, you know, and then go over to props.cash. Let's just go to props.cash. Let's just bounce back and forth. Let's keep it pretty casual on this Saturday morning. We'll break format a little bit today. Not too much, but we'll break it a little bit today. Like I mentioned, props.cash is what we use to break down plays. So props.cash home screen, we're going to go ahead and start our research. And we are off and running. Ooh, props.cash has a really good mobile app as well. This is the desktop app that we're using here. So let's go to MLB. And as I'm breaking these down, feel free to put a question in the chat. And when I get back to the chat, we can break them down. All right. So Jarren Duran is somebody who I just really can't seem to get right. When I go under, he goes over, vice versa. Today, his fantasy score was getting some good movement on the over. And I am a little hesitant just because of personal experience with playing these props, but you got to be able to put that kind of stuff to the side and just focus on the numbers. Like, he's not going out there because I picked the over, right? He's not going up to the plate saying, oh shit, Chris played the over. All right, I'm gonna strike out now. Like, those guys don't do that shit. So based off what we're seeing, let's see if we can build out a positive fantasy score for him today as Boston hosts the Detroit Tigers. No history versus Reese Olson. No plate appearances versus Reese Olson. Typically, you want to give the advantage to the pitcher in these types of matchups when they're facing a batter or a team for the first time. When we look at his hits, runs, and RBIs, he is minus 170 to go over hits, runs, and RBIs today. So when you see that minus 170, that is that's a big number. And the number is all over the place because BetMGM has it at 2.5 at minus 160. So you're not even getting the same line. So it's hard to build out a consensus here because no line is the same based off these two books. But at minus 170, I mean, that's 2. Okay. So 2 hits, runs, and RBIs at the minimum. His projection today is 2.5. It's hard to get 2.5. So is this closer to 3 or 2? Over his last 10 games, he has 4 games where he's recorded 3 or more hits, runs, or RBIs. He has 5 games where he's gotten you 2 or more. 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Strikeouts are high, pretty consistent too. Stolen base. This is where the fantasy upside was last year for him in terms of stolen bases. He has 9 stolen bases on the season. It's not a lot. So if we try to build out a fantasy score based off what we're seeing here on the odds, because you're not getting a whole lot with projections here. You're getting 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That's 1 run. That's 1 RBI. That's 4 points. His doubles have been pretty strong. I mean, 3 doubles in 10 games. If you look at the line of 0.5, he's projected for 0.45. That's higher, than you're seeing for the triple and the home run. If he got you a double, that's 5 points, and then the run and the RBI, there's 9 fantasy points right there. Now, if he got you a single, that's 7 fantasy points. Single is worth 3 points. He scores a run, there's 5, and then the RBI is 7. So on the low end, 7. Low end is 0. Everybody's capable of getting you 0 fantasy points. But based off what we're seeing here, 5 seems like the shallow end of the pool, and then 9 seems like it could be the high end. If he's able to sneak a walk in there, that would be great. If he's able to get you multiple hits, 2 singles, even better than a double, to be honest with you. But double is right off the bat, that's 5 points. Ideal double and scores a run, there's 7 right there. There's 7. Hits a single, steals a base, there's 8. He's over fantasy points just like that. It could happen like that. Probably not going to happen that fast. There are a bunch of different ways you can build out a fantasy score for him. I think 7's a little low. His numbers versus right-handed pitching so far this year: 272 batting average, 23% strikeout rate versus righties, with a 7% walk rate. But against righties, he has 3 homers and 8 triples, 15 doubles, and 20 singles. He's been busy. He's been busy versus righties. The numbers are there. It's what you want to see. And then on the other side, Reese Olson versus lefties, doing a really good job of suppressing that batting average. And he's done it in more batters faced. So typically, you see the right-handed bats outweigh the left-handed bats, but in this instance, 7 more lefties he's faced. So batting average is a little down. Singles, I mean, he's just not letting a whole lot go down versus lefties. So not the best, stats versus, in favor of Jarren Duran's over. Not seeing the best numbers here, but I think Jarren Duran's numbers versus right-handed pitching outweighs Reese Olson versus lefties, in my opinion. So I think there's a case to be made for the over 7 fantasy points. I think that one's strong. I'd like to see projections be a little bit better, but projections are not the end all. Jose Altuve sitting at 6 fantasy points today. His numbers versus Joe Ryan are really not anything great. 200 batting average. He has 1 single in 6 plate appearances, so just 1 hit. On the year versus right-handed pitching, Altuve's batting .307 with 7 homers, 9 doubles, 35 singles. So again, good numbers against right-handed pitching. Most of those home runs, all that power versus right-handed pitching. Joe Ryan versus right-handed bats. A .231 batting average is pretty low, but it is the higher of the two. Pretty much all the power he's given up in terms of home runs and extra base hits have come against right-handed bats like Altuve. So looking at his projections today, there's a hit. I mean, you typically don't see the projections close to 1. They're usually like 0.6, something like that. But 0.95 is basically 1. So he's projected to double up his line. So that's 3 points right there. He's projected for 2 hits, runs, and RBIs, but we're not seeing any RBI movement here or our run movement. So we'll have to look at the odds here. So odds in favor of the over 0.5 hits at -225. It'd be great if he can get you 2 hits. I mean, it's something he hasn't done yet versus Joe Ryan. Hits, runs, and RBIs, -120, -110. So that is favoring 2. Total bases, under. So this shows you that he's projected for just a single today. Not a whole lot of extra base hits going on in the last 10 games. No homers. 2 RBIs. This Astros lineup is getting old, man. Like Altuve is getting older. Bregman's getting older. I mean, you got some young blood in there, and Tucker and Alvarez. But yeah, like some of the main names are just getting up there in age. You're not seeing those big numbers from those guys so far this season. A little bit more strikeouts for Altuve this season. Man, I feel like I may have just talked myself out of this one because at 6, it's so low. I mean, so what he would need to get in order to get you 6 fantasy points is a single, and he'd have to do 3 things. He'd have to get you a hit, he'd have to score a run, and he'd have to get you an RBI. There's 7. It's hard to land just on 6. If he hit a double, he still needs 1 more point to go over 6, or to hit 6, and 2 to go over. So then that would be a run score. So it's got to be a combination of either a double / RBI / run, or a single RBI run scored. If he can draw a walk, that's 2 points right there. But man, this one's not looking all that great. I may have just talked myself off this one. So these are the numbers against the Twins. These are not games all against Joe Ryan, though. So against the Twins, he's averaging 1.2 hits in those games. He's averaging 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs in those games. He's averaging, well, not averaging. He just has 4 home runs in those games. He's averaging 0.7 RBIs. I mean, he's had some very productive games against the Twins in his career. And they're not all against Joe Ryan, but man, maybe that has a little bit to do with his fantasy score being low. But Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm glad I broke it down on a live stream so we could all see it together. Definitely like the Jaren Duran more than I like the over on Altuve. I still might just take a shot on Altuve just because that line is just so low. 0 for 5 also. So if you're a believer in you know, the laws of physics, what comes up, what goes up must come down, what goes down doesn't stay down. He's definitely down. 0 for 5 over his last 5 games. And you typically see a player bounce back at some point. And you're probably not going to see his fantasy score get any lower than 6. This would be a buy low opportunity. So this alone makes me like the over just because it's just good value. But man, when you dig into those numbers, it didn't look good. Did not look good. All right. Gunnar Henderson over 0.5 runs. What's up, Jay Work? Got Gunnar over runs. What's up, Steven? How are you, man? Buy low, sell high. Yep. Like a stock, man. Like a stock. If you look at these player props like you would do a stock, you're not going to go out there and buy a share of NVIDIA at $1,100. You're going to, well, probably not going to buy it at $1,000. But if you got in on NVIDIA at $200 at $205 a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, right? You buy low, you sell high. You're getting in on something now at the high point. You're going to have to wait that out a little bit, or you're going to have to buy a ton of shares to cost, the cost dollar average that shit. So same thing with player props, because even when numbers don't look good, and even when the stats don't look great, you got to be able to recognize just when the number is just really low. That's another one too. Kyle Tucker, 6.5 fantasy score. And we could take a look at that one. Just based off these numbers, though, the Astros aren't getting much support. Yordan at 7. I mean, it's possible Joe Ryan goes out there and pitches well, and he doesn't give up a lot. Maybe the bullpen does, but 6 on Altuve and 6.5 on Tucker, that's super low. All right, let's look at this Gunnar Henderson over runs. All right. Just curious what Tucker's numbers look like. Minus 194 to go over hits. Minus 115 to both sides over hits, runs, and RBIs. Total bases. When we look at his projections, there's 3 points. I'm assuming, yeah, so 3 points on the hits. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just based off projections, that's 9 fantasy points for Kyle Tucker. His home run odds plus 370. Plus 370. Nice lefty versus righty matchup for Kyle Tucker today. His numbers against Joe Ryan are not good. So yeah, it's obvious that the books are just playing into the bad BVP for some of these guys. Altuve 1 for 6. Tucker 0 for 7 against Joe Ryan. Both of these dudes, 14% strikeout rate, 17% strikeout rate for Altuve. Kyle Tucker has a 43% walk rate. So walks don't get counted towards your batting average or any of these stats. So 42% of the time, I don't know, 42% of 7. We got any math geniuses in here? 42%. That's 3 walks. So he has 3 walks against Joe Ryan. If he gets on with a walk, that's 2 points. If he scores a run off that, that's 4 total points. If he steals second, which Kyle Tucker is sneaky stolen base value. I don't know if you really pay attention to these numbers, but he's pretty active. 4 stolen bases over his last 10 games against Minnesota. Just over his last 10 games, though, not seeing a whole lot. But he's capable of it. So a walk is 2 points, a stolen base is 5, and then if he scores a run, that's 7 total fantasy points. He just went over. I think it's too low. It's not going to look pretty. It's hard to make a case for the over. But if you're just looking to buy low on something, I think Tucker and Altuve are good candidates. Gunnar, Henderson. Over 0.5 runs scored. Okay, so over his last 5 games, 3 straight with a run scored. Over his last 10, 6. Head-to-head matchup with the Tampa Bay Rays. 9 out of 14 games. He's bringing in some green numbers. This is what we like to see here. Like seeing that. Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong one. Runs scored. Okay. Only a 57% hit rate head-to-head. 60% hit rate over his last 10. Okay. Over his last 5. So the numbers were the same. The placement of the run was different. So we were looking at his hits earlier. Now we're looking at his runs scored. Almost the same. So that's good correlation, right? In games where he's getting a hit, he's also scoring a run. That means batters behind him are doing a good job of driving them in. So if you even want to take a look at his hits, runs, and RBIs, which should be around 1.5, we just kind of made a case, low-key made a case for the over on his hits, runs, and RBIs, all before even looking at the odds. We didn't even look at the odds. It does feel good that the odds are in favor of this one. Probably not going to find this on PrizePicks. You'll have to play it somewhere else. If you like the over on his hits, runs, and RBIs, then maybe you want to take a shot on his fantasy score, because depending on how he constructs the hits, runs, and RBIs, it's all going towards fantasy. When you look at the breakdown here, that's 2, 4, 6 points. He's going to get you a single. That's 9 fantasy points right there. I feel like if his fantasy points are coming in and around that 7.5 to 8.5, I think it's playable. I don't know. It might be at 9 or 9.5. I don't know. Those are always a little iffy for me. But we're talking about his runs scored. So runs scored look good. Runs scored look good. We just built the case for like 5 different props for this guy. We weren't even trying to. We were just like breaking shit down. 500 batting average against Taj Bradley with 2 singles, a homer, and 2 RBIs. Maybe this helps you pull the trigger on the over his fantasy points, because a home run gets it done. 2 RBIs helps you get it done. A single and 2 RBIs, something like that, and a walk and a run scored. I mean, yeah, goes on and on and on. First 3 batters in this lineup, 6, 6, and 4. So a total of 16 plate appearances, if this is the order today. But Henderson and O'Hearn each have a 500 batting average. O'Hearn has not yet struck out versus Taj Bradley. So maybe if Taj Bradley is able to get out of the first inning, he might be in for a nice little. He might be in for a nice, second and third inning based off this. This is like the landmine. Overstep it. Don't step on the landmine. And then he might be in for like a few strikeouts in the next couple innings. But I like the over on his run score. So because we like the over on his run score, he needs to get on base. Either gets hit by a pitch, he draws a walk, or he hits safely. Doesn't matter. All three of those are the same because he puts them on base. And then you need Rushman or O'Hearn to drive him in. I mean, anybody can drive him in, but typically, you're the leadoff hitter. You're needing one of these two guys to get it done. You hit safely, and these two guys don't get it done. There's the two outs. Then you're looking at Mountcastle getting it done. And if Mountcastle can't get it done, then inning over, and it's a wasted opportunity. So you're really looking for this shit to get done in the first inning here. Ideally is what you want. All right. We got four players on this board right now. I wasn't really trying to build out a slip using these guys, but you got some super buy low options here with Tucker and Altuve. We do like the Gunnar Henderson play. I wonder if O'Hearn is on. He is. So if you went over O'Hearn, see how it's nerfing you? It's nerfing us because we got two team tandems in there. We got two Orioles and two Astros. I'm just going to put anybody in there and see if it does get back. So the highest we can play here is a 21X. We would have to remove either one of the Astros or one of the Orioles. You can always play these in multiple slips. You can always play, like if we took out Tucker, that 5 pick goes to a 9X, but we throw a 6 pick in there and it should get you back up to 25X. So you gotta be careful when you're building out slips. PrizePicks is really smart. They're not gonna let you stack teams. If you can still stack it, it'll just be at a lower payout. WNBA starts very soon in 2 hours. Early start time on Saturday. I got my windows open today. It's super nice today. But I don't know. One of my neighbors is cooking something with garlic. That shit is strong. It smells great. Just when I can smell it in my apartment in the next room, like where this room is, it's like kind of like at the back of the apartment and my windows are at the front. So I'm smelling it all the way over here. A lot of cloves, whatever they're making. Let's see. Combo prop. This one's going to get taken off the board. Olsen and Cooper Criswell. So this one, it is a little bit negatively correlated because we just talked about taking the over on Jarren Duran's fantasy points, but in a separate slip, or maybe you just don't want to play Jarren Duran. So looking at these two guys, have a combo strikeout prop of 9.5. They are not favored to go over their individual line. So I just wanted to look at this one because anytime I see combo props, I have to break them both down. I can't just look at that and say, okay, they're going to go over that. That's really low. Because if you're not projected to go over your individual line, how can you go over your combo? This is at the most, they're saying Reese Olsen strikes out 5 batters, and they're saying at the most Cooper Criswell strikes out 4. That's 9. The prop is 9.5. They need 10, right? So I would be looking at the under on this one. It would take just one of these dudes to go over their line. So Olsen would have to get you 6, or Criswell would have to get you 5. But if they just go by what the odds are showing, that's 9 at the most. They need 10 to go over. I wouldn't be surprised if that one got took off the board or just got bumped down Or would it get bumped up? No, it would get bumped down. If you're taking the under on it, PrizePicks would bump it down to 9. They'd force you to take the under on that push. The only thing that Olsen does have going for him is Boston on the year is just striking out at a really high rate versus righties. I mean, we just saw Jarren Duran's numbers, and like versus righties, he's raking, but he's also striking out like once a game, sometimes twice a game. I mean, in some of these guys, you might be able to get 2 strikeouts. If you got 2 strikeouts from Jarren Duran and you got 2 strikeouts from freaking Willie Abreu, there's 4 right there. His prop is 6. He needs 6. So that would be the only thing that would keep me away from this play. Other than that, I feel like you're seeing a line that's just, and it got bumped down. So yeah, there you go. So I spoke it into existence. Fuck that play. I didn't like that play anyway. So I would stay away from this shit. Man, yesterday, who do we play in our so our slip that we built out on the stream unfortunately did not yield us any profit. Tia McCowan did not go over her rebound prop. Is that who we played? 9.5 rebounds for her. She finished with like 6 or something like that. Doesn't matter. She didn't go over. That was a little frustrating. We really liked that over. It just didn't work out for us yesterday. Bobby Witt. What's the combo? What's the special prop on Bobby Witt? Who the fuck is this? So this one is a looks like a discounted play. Oh, Jude Bellingham. Oh, cool. I only have like 100 of his rookie cards. None of them are graded though. They're not worth getting graded. Those are just like basic rookie cards. I don't have any like parallels or short prints. But Jude Bellingham and Matt Olson combined shots and total bases. Damn. And that one's a discount too. Let's look at that one. Well, yeah, so let's look at this one. I have not been hearing a whole lot about Matt Olson this season. I feel like he's kind of starting off the year slow. I could be wrong, but these are our last 5 games. I mean, he's getting the hits, runs, and RBIs. I just feel like he's having a quiet season so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 homers. I mean, it's not bad. He just had like such a great season. The last couple of seasons, just like, you know, it's hard to sustain that level. So I think by major league standards, he's having a good season. It's just he's on the team with Acuna also. So all right, we need total bases for Matt Olson today. So we need to look at his total bases because that 3.5 combo prop with Bellingham. If Olson gets you 2, then Bellingham needs to get you 1 shot. And these are shots on goal like hockey, where you take a shot at the net. Like you're trying to score, right? These aren't just like slap ass shots that aren't anywhere near the net. Like you have to be trying to score or kick a goal, right? So that's the difference between you just kicking the ball and you trying to like actually score a point or a goal. So if Matt Olson gets you 2, then Bellingham would be on the hook for 1, and that's kind of low. Looking at Olsen today, his numbers on the books, -110 to go over, 115 to go under. You're not getting a whole lot of support on this one. He is projected for just 1 base. He does not have a whole lot of history versus Aaron Brooks, meaning he has 0 history versus Aaron Brooks. But if we focus on Matt Olson versus righties this year, Matt Olson is bringing in a .232 batting average with 5 homers, 9 doubles, and 18 singles, while Aaron Brooks versus left-handed bats, giving up a 308 batting average. 308 is not a good average to give up, but it's red because the average versus righties is even worse at 341. So pick your poison on that one. Each of those is a well above average batting average. 30 batters face, 4 singles, 2 doubles, and 2 homers. I think that one is just not. I don't think that one's a bad play at all. I think this one might be just too low to not play. Oh, I already have 6 in there. Let me clear this out. So yeah, Altuve like the over, Jarren Duran like the over, Henderson overruns, O'Hearn overruns, get Kikuchi out of there. And what if we put this one in there? So look, this 6 pick does give us some flexibility. We still have Altuve, we have Jarren Duran in there, and we do have a nice correlation stack with Henderson and O'Hearn. If Henderson gets on base and O'Hearn can drive him in, O'Hearn goes over. This goes over in the first inning. This goes over in the first inning with this correlation. Altuve sitting there at 6, Jarren Duran at 7. We don't even want Mitch Keller in there. I only put him in there because we needed another play. So let's take Mitch Keller out. I like him at 4.5. I don't really want to play it at 5 with the push. Total bases for Bobby Witt and Messi. Total bases and shots. Let's look at this Bobby Witt because I think I'm going to play that. I think I'm going to play that Bellingham and Olsen combo prop at that discount. All right, so Bobby Witt needs total bases today. He's projected for 2. I mean, based off these odds, -133 to the over, 103 to the under. BetMGM likes it. DraftKings likes it. Caesars likes it. Pinnacle likes it the least at 120 with 112 to the under. So a bit more juice to the under. But you're still getting 4 books that are favoring the over. I feel like they're expecting 3 bases from him because that line at 6.5, they need 7. So if he got you 3, then Messi would be responsible for 4 shots. But Witt's numbers look really good. If he just has one of those crazy games where he gets like a single, like a double and a triple, that's 5. That's 5 bases right there. He's projected for 3.15 hits, runs, and RBIs. He always has the stolen base upside as well. 14 on the year so far. If you ran this, if you ran these plays here, Altuve over, Duran over, Henderson over O'Hearn. You're getting this discount on Bellingham. And then you have this Messi Bobby Witt combo prop as well. If this one, if it's like too many combos for you and you're maybe like, okay, one combo is enough, or maybe you're not comfortable playing combos, let's look at this combo prop. Maybe you're more comfortable playing a WNBA combo prop instead of an MLB soccer combo prop. So 15.5 rebounds for Elizabeth Williams and Nalisa Smith. Williams over her last 5 games averaging 8, over last 10 averaging 8, and then head-to-head matchup with Indiana, she's only averaging 6. Nalisa over her last 5 is averaging 8. Over her last 10, she's averaging 7. But head-to-head matchups with the Chicago Sky, she's averaging 8. Each one of these players has double-digit rebound upside. They're just not really getting those double-digit boards against each other outside of those 2 games. And then Elizabeth Williams, just one game where she's gotten you 10 or more rebounds versus Indiana. Projected for 8, 7.84 is roughly 8. And then Smith is projected for 7.7. So 16 is kind of what they're being projected for. If that's just a little too like too tight, where too much of a lean, I guess you don't really have a whole lot going for the over. You're kind of hoping they get you 16, but their numbers against each other aren't really all that good. Then it's not PGA. Is there not PGA today? Or is it live? It's not LPGA. Oh, I see what's happening here. Oh, man, I'm going to have to refresh my screen because PrizePicks is stuck. It's frozen. It's stuck on damn. There we go. Let's see if we can pull up PGA again. There you go. Okay, cool. Cool. You can also run this. So O'Hare under birdies, Bellingham, Matt Olson over their shots and total bases, O'Hearn, Gunnar Henderson over their lines, Jaron Duran, and then Jose Altuve. I mean, you can throw that in a 6 pick right now. And then again, if you didn't like the O'Hare play or any one of these plays, you could take any one of these plays out and then go back and put the Bobby Witt and Messi play in there in place of that one. Or you can go and do that combo prop with Smith and Williams. But just to mix it up a little bit, right? We got soccer, we got MLB, and we got PGA in there. I like these I like these slips where you're getting a little bit of everything in the slip. The other discount you're getting, I want to see one discount so far. Don't forget about the Tatum free square. You do have to wait this one out. This is a lock. This is a lock. I would just put this in a 2-pick. The most I would play for a power, I would put this in a 3-pick power. What I typically do is I split it up like $5 in a flex and then the other 20 on a power, but you could do it however you want to do it. But that one is going to be on the board for another 5 days, 6 days. Today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 days. Yeah. You also have the Poirier square. You have this discount. I don't see any discounts on Underdog. Underdog typically will run specials in the lobby and they'll get released in the afternoon. So usually in the morning, you're not going to see a whole lot of discounts on Underdog. And then BETR does have the Luka promo at 0.5. But again, oh shit, they just, when was this? Now BETR has a Dustin Poirier over 0.5 significant strikes. So you can play the significant strikes promo on PrizePicks and BETR. Now the difference is BETR will only let you put $5 on it. So on BETR, because the entry amount is lower, it would benefit you to put it in a 3-pick or a 4-pick and try to maximize the profit on that. Because playing it at $5 in a 2-pick is only going to yield you $15 in profit. Well, $10 in profit because of the $5 entry. So if you really want to maximize it, I would put it in a 3-pick. I'm going to be playing that one. So if you want to tail my Poirier slip on BETR, I'll put that over in the Discord this afternoon. But yeah, BETR's always running shit like that. That's what I'm talking about. BETR's a good site to put some money on. If you need another pick'em site, BETR's legit. All right. What else do we have here? Any other plays on PrizePicks? Any other plays on Underdog? Let me look at BETR real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a ton right now. Saturdays are really weird. Saturdays, I don't know, just typically don't offer the same value, especially now that NBA's more down to the finals. And especially today, we don't have any NBA. Yeah, it's the value is a little difficult to come by. You do have to dig into props a little bit more. You just don't have as many options. All right. So we built this slip out. Again, I'll share this in the Discord. I'll share my Poirier slip in the Discord. Specials. You can also look to play this one. Don't play this one. This one makes no sense. Play this one, not this one. If you want to be cute, play the under on this one. Play the over on this one. Hopefully they land right at 3. I don't think that's a smart strategy with just that little bit of a discrepancy. Ideally, if this was your discount and this was your original line at 6.5, then You play the over, you play the under, and you middle it. But this, I don't think it's worth getting too cute over. Still, I think it's a pretty good line at 2.5. All right, let's clear this out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this stream right at 10 o'clock, a little bit before 10 o'clock. We covered a few player props today. Starting off the month right, trying to get on track in June. Had a great May. Profitable. Had a great April, very profitable. Looking to keep this consistent and not miss a beat. So we're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long term. Profit is made every day. May not be $500 every day, but when we do hit those big days, all it does is it boosts our ROI and it boosts our profit, because we've been making profit every day, little by little by little, and it hits. That's how it works. It doesn't all happen in one day. So that's what we're doing in the Discord. That's what I'm sharing in the Discord, and that's how we stay on top of it. So appreciate y'all stopping by on a Saturday morning. We're getting out of here really early. I'm gonna go enjoy this nice day before it reaches fucking 100 degrees here in Texas. But have a good weekend. Have a good day. I will not see you all until Tuesday morning. No stream on Sunday. No stream. Now, if the NBA Finals started tomorrow, we probably do a live stream, but no stream. The next NBA game on a Sunday, finals game, which should be next Sunday, right? First game's on Thursday. Maybe not. I don't know. If whichever day, if game 2 falls on a Monday, we'll do a stream on Monday. So we don't miss we don't miss the finals game. But tomorrow, no stream. And Monday, no stream. I'll be back on Tuesday with another player prop talk live stream, Taco Tuesday. So we'll have a bit to talk about. Hopefully your slips hit. Hopefully your player props respect the coin. Sub up to the channel. Hit the like button on your way out. Click that notification bell as well so you don't miss out on the live streams. And if you want to see more slips and picks, join the Discord. $1 a day. $9.99 for 10 days. Get your money right back and then some. But I'll be sharing my slips with everybody. My Poirier slip and then the slip that we built out here on the stream. I'll share that with everybody so you can tell that if you want. All right. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Enjoy your weekend. And until Tuesday morning's live stream, Chavez is out.